They both all 4-foot trees.
Right? This is
Jan, it's gonna be about 20 years before them trees, they're all about 4 foot tall.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
I just need this folder back.
You need what?
The folder back from the dollar.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the matter, Jensen? Someone chased you off the couch? Someone chased you off the couch?
Shows up further down I've had Frederick.
That starts at 7:30.
There's only two of us living in the
We have
house.
two public
We have
hearings.
5 TVs in the house. And downstairs,
Anything going
where
on?
big one, 20.
We ever find out what those pole markers are for?
TV.
Yes, I'll explain
No,
that.
I've got one
That is part of the owner thing. Happening, they can't work it.
when we disagree what to watch, so we have our home TV.
So we had a discussion with the new rep, so that we can
And when I
clarify
built that house, it cost me
communication.
$26,000.
Right.
When I moved
Yes, so you guys ready?
It's a
Put this
seven
on?
level
It's on.
It's on. Okay. All right, we do have several public hearings tonight, so we want to get right to those, and I would ask the clerk to read the notice on the first public hearing, please.
Please take notice that the town board of the town of Warwick will hold a public hearing at 132 Kings Highway, Warwick, New York, 24th, 2021, at 7 p.m. to afford parties the opportunity to be heard concerning the renewal of Cablevision of Warwick franchise in the town of Warwick. A copy of the proposed franchise renewal agreement is available for review in the town clerk's office at 132 Kings Highway, Warwick, New York, 10990. All interested parties are urged to attend this hearing, at which time they will be given an opportunity to express for or against the above proposed renewal of Cablevision of Warwick LLC's franchise.
Okay, so before I open it up for public comment, existing franchise agreement, a 10-year. PSC, the Public Service Commission, defines clearly the rules municipalities can do with a franchise agreement. We regulate delivery, not internet delivery, precluded by the PSC rules and regulations. There isn't a whole lot we negotiate within it, but we can. We do negotiate by, again, PSC is a franchise 5%. 5% is in our agreement. And then due to some requirements for public access, when the franchise was renewed time, the cable company having someone record meetings and publish them on their municipal channel, which we have, Channel 21, they made an investment to the town to purchase equipment, which is what we do now. Agreement, they have agreed to with a new investment of $1,000. Our equipment is essentially 10 years old, so that is a fair investment by them. And I did, in the course of negotiations with cable, with Altice, formerly known, I guess, as Cablevision of Warwick, that there had been a lot of complaints about internet service, especially during the COVID issues, and they had updates on how they tried to respond to that. There were essentially two complaints: was it dropping internet for customers. Obviously, a lot of people home using a lot more bandwidth, and they responded to that by creating what they called split nodes, where they could improve their service in those troubled areas, and also they beefed up their customer service times, and that did improve over the pandemic closures, and now is at a very low rate of issue and complaint. In the process of upgrading their fiber to the town and to more node splits to service. The timetable that they anticipate continuing to do that from now through 2022. So again, PSC really doesn't give the municipalities a lot of flexibility. You could not renew the choice, but if you choose that choice, you do have to compensate the cable company for the value of their investment, which is in millions and millions of dollars. The town doesn't in running a cable system. So I think we work with Vision Altice, and they have been very responsive the past year to issues that we've had. So, board members, any questions on the renewal, proposed renewal? All right, I'll open it for public comment. Anybody has a comment they'd like to enter into the record, I'm happy to hear it. Could you come, just give us your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Greg Lucio.
Can you spell that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Spell that, please.
Galluccio.
Thank you.
And I have a question, not a comment. Does the franchise preclude other major cable companies from operating in the area?
It does not, and in fact, we've had that instance when WVT at one point got into the television business. We just have to make sure that the franchise we grant another operator is equal to or equivalent, so we can't give one a favoritism over the other. Yep. Any other public comment on the Cablevision renewal? Any last comments from the board then?
No,
All right, so I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
so moved. Second.
I would say that we would take public comment for 10 days, and then we won't take any action this evening, and we would obtain a resolution at our, is that all right, everyone?
Sounds good.
So we had a motion to close the
Yeah,
hearing?
a second.
And a
yeah.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay, the second hearing tonight is the acquisition of development rights, and I would ask the clerk to read that notice, please.
Please take notice that the town board of the town of Warwick will hold a public hearing at 132 Kings Highway, Warwick, New York, on June 24th, 2021, at 7 p.m. to afford all interested persons, this is the wrong one I'm reading, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Find the correct one. They all look the same. Why can't I find it? Everything here for it except the public hearing notice. Is it okay if I run to my office and get it?
1 second, we'll take a brief
Yep.
pause.
I have everything for it except that.
So,
That used to be a dairy farm there, right?
I'm always prepared.
he is prepared, I will say that. You got it? All right, Madam Clerk, would you please read the notice?
Okay, public notice is hereby given that there has been introduced in the town of Warwick, New York, on June 10th, 2021, a resolution for acquisition of development rights of certain real properties in the town of Warwick known as 46 Belcher Road, section block and lot 33-121. Under provisions of Town of Warwick Local Law Number 6 of the year 2001, entitled Agriculture and Open Space Preservations and Acquisitions. A complete copy of the appraisals is available in the office of the town clerk. Pursuant to the requirements of Local Law Number 6 of 2001 and applicable state codes, the Town Board of the Town of Warwick will hold a public hearing on said proposed acquisition at the Town Hall, 132 Kings Highway, Warwick, New York, 10990 on Thursday, June 24th, 2021 at 7:15 p.m., at which time all persons interested therein shall be heard. The Town of Warwick will make every effort to ensure that the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. Anyone requiring special assistance and/or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk.
All right, thank you. So, again, before I open up for public comment, the purpose of this hearing is that the law, the Community Preservation Fund law that created the fund, requires a hearing prior to acquisition of any development rights on any properties that are eligible within the fund. Our Community Preservation Project Plan, which was a requirement upon creating the fund, lists this property, so it is listed, it is eligible for acquisition. It's a 200-acre hay operation at the moment. Soils are extremely good. We anticipate that we would, if we move forward, we would submit this to either, most likely the New York State Department of Ag and Markets program, because that provides the highest match, a 75% match. And we think that it would rank very high, and it would be, I think, a great acquisition for our over 4,300 acres of preserved land that we have in the town of Warwick. So we're excited about that. And any board members have questions on it? No, it's a beautiful farm. So I'll open up to public comment. Anyone has any comment on it this evening? Seeing none, then I would ask the board for any final comments.
No, it's a good investment.
Okay, so let's entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay.
And I had the public hearing.
And you had it anyway. See that? The clerk is always prepared, and we thank her for that. All right, that takes care of public hearings this evening. What time is it?
7:20,
7 what?
21.
All right, so we're gonna take a 5-10 minute break, and then we'll start the meeting at 7:30.
I have it in the
We gonna do the presentations before we do the Pledge of Allegiance and everything?
Pledge allegiance first.
Yeah, let's do all that first, do the roll call, all right? Okay, we'd like to call the town board meeting to order and ask everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Could I have the clerk call the roll, please?
Supervisor Sweden.
Here.
Councilman Gersler.
Here.
Councilman Schuback.
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo.
Here.
Councilman Cole.
Here.
Attorney Myro.
Here.
DPW Commissioner Esposito.
Here.
And we have some presentation. Before we do that, I just want to recognize that we lost Mayor Jay Carter, a former mayor of the Village of Florida. For 28 years, I believe he was the mayor. Great public servant, great community member, just a great all-around guy. And I would just ask everyone to observe a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you very much. So we have two presentations tonight. I'd ask Deputy Supervisor Gersher to join me at the podium. Tonight we're going to thank and recognize the tremendous service, volunteer service, that we got from our recreation coordinator. Mike Cipolla, I don't know how many years, Mike, you did this, but you kind of spearheaded the whole effort to allocate fairly time on our fields in the community. And as we've grown, originally, you know, we just had soccer, then we had 2 soccer groups, and then we had lacrosse burst onto the scene, and we always had baseball and Little League. And it got pretty kind of crazy for a while with who plays in what season and who has a right to what field, and it took kind of a special person to keep all the heads cool and focused on just having fun and providing good experience for the kids. And then you were clearly involved in the general recreation committee that we had that looked at all of what we did here in the town. We did have a study on recreation, looking at the entire town and its villages to see what kind of facilities we had, where we were weak, where we weren't. You were heavily involved in that, and it took a lot of time away from things that you did. And I just want to, on behalf of the town board, the residents, Jimmy, who was our liaison to recreation, to thank you for that. And I'd like you to come up so I can present you with this token of our appreciation. Just thanks you for your many years of dedicated service as chairman of the Town of Warwick Recreation Committee from the town board, dated today to June 24th, 2021. And we wish you the best in your endeavors. You spend a little more time with your family and enjoying yourself. So this is from us. Thank you very much. The next gentleman we'd like to recognize and thank for service is Vince Capello. And Vince has, he took on the task, he hounded me for a lot of years when we didn't have what's now known as the Friendly Visitor Program. Jewish Family Services would come see me every year and say, you know, this is a great program, and I would always worry about what's it going to cost us to do this. And Vince finally convinced me that we should try this. And he pledged that he would grow the program in 1 year to a level where we felt it was comparable to the other senior sort of aid we gave to our senior clubs. And not only did, Vince, you do that, you surpassed it. You organized the effort. You were the liaison with the Jewish Family Services to make that transition smooth and the communication smooth. And you helped the volunteers get signed up for the program. You coordinated that training. You were out at ShopRite handing out brochures, and it's just amazing amount of time and effort. You know, all by, well, handling your own, you know, personal retirement situation that you had, which kept you busy enough. So you're stepping down, and we're going to miss you. But I think the structure you put in place will really just make this program to continue to grow. And those of you who don't know the Friendly Visitor Program, it is aimed at keeping seniors in their home as long as possible, which raises their quality of life. And you know, we owe a lot to our seniors, and we certainly want to help them continue to enjoy life here in Warwick as long as possible. And it's the volunteers through the program that are able to do that. And you really get a lot of credit for getting this thing off the ground. So Vince, come on up so I can give you this little token. Just thank you for your many years of dedicated service as chairman of the Friendly Visitor Program. And I still have your number, so don't think you're going to get away. All right? All right. Let's smile for this young lady. All right. And the program, again, is great. It's open to any senior in the town of Warwick free of charge. So if you know a senior that's not using it, please do. It's to provide them with simple tasks, maybe taking them to a doctor, maybe taking them shopping, maybe just visiting and having a cup of coffee with them and letting them know, you know, that people care and are there to help them. So, and I know we have a volunteer in the audience here with us and our coordinator also. So we thank you guys for that service as well. And the co-chairman is back in the back. I see her now. Yes, very good. So again, thank you for all of that. It's tremendous volunteer work, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Vince. Okay.
We have two big shoes to fill for the kids.
We
now.
do have, and if anybody knows, we are looking for some volunteers to get involved in either one of those endeavors. So if you know of someone that's interested, have them send me an email or townhall at townofwarwick.org. That would be good. Thank you. All right, so we have the minutes of June 10th. I'd like to have a motion to accept those.
So moved.
Second?
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence is summarized on pages 1 and 2. The only comment I'll make is the letter, the acknowledgement from Steve McCavery of the local projects unit from DOT, concurring with us to reject the bid that we got that was way out of line for the bike height project. And we're going to reevaluate how to do that and see if we can't get it to some kind of reasonable number that fits within the grant. And we'll have a motion on that later. Anyone else have any discussion correspondence?
No.
All right, then let's go back right to reports, and let's hear from Councilman D'Angelo.
Okay, good evening. From the Warwick Valley Humane Society, they've had a very successful trap-neuter return effort, and the shelter is overrun with kittens, the majority of which are too young for adoption. They're currently caring for 61 kittens, ages 4 weeks to 12 weeks old. Spay-neuter certificates are available for $25 cash by appointment only to be used at the Animal Rights Allowance low-cost spay-neuter clinic for cats. And the applications for the kittens are being accepted now, so when they're ready to go, they can go home. The applications are available at their website at wvhumane.org under the Forms and Downloads tab, or can be picked up at the Humane Society by appointment. Now, the Warwick Valley Humane Society is partnered with Sustainable Warwick and Astral Power for a triple win campaign with Community Solar. By joining Astral Power and choosing Warwick Humane, you will receive a $200 donation for every sign-up. Plus, it helps them save for the environment. If residents and businesses who participate in the campaign and enroll by Thursday, July 15th, will be able to support local solar energy generation and potentially save money on their electric bill and help the society with their daily costs. The Humane Society will be participating in the sidewalk sale, Picker's Paradise, on July 11th in the village of Warwick. The current residents for adoption of 10 dogs, 34 adult cats, 56 kittens less than 12 weeks of age. Of course, you have to wait until they're ready. 6 rabbits, 1 guinea pig, and they're all open for adoption. They urgently need the following: bleach, paper towels, canned cat or kitten food, KMR or Breeder's Edge foster care milk replacer, and any monetary donations for veterinary care and medication will be appreciated. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. I was remiss in not identifying and recognizing the chairman of the Town of Warwick ZBA, Mr. Jansen. Do you have any good wisdom from the ZBA?
Everything is wonderful.
All right, good. Thanks for being here tonight. Okay, Councilman Cole.
Thank you. Well, regarding the Cuts Camp, the Orange County Department of Health is gonna come up in July and evaluate the swimming pools. And upon their approval, at some time in July, they'll be open up to the public. And so we look forward to their evaluation, and hopefully we can start enjoying the swimming pools. The rest of the parks are up and everything looks great. We had some great weather the last couple of weeks, and everyone's enjoying the park. There has been some, we've gotten some correspondence about people who have observed higher water levels in Wickham Lake. We got at least one very persistent and industrious beaver that keeps on putting a dam right at the mouth of the Wabianda Creek there, and I don't know what we can do about it, but we knock it down and they put it back up, and they knock it down and they put it back up. They're very stubborn animals, and we'll have to maybe find some local wisdom and get a consultant to see what else we can do with that. And one other thing, out in the Pine Island Park, like the mythical city of Brigadoon, the pole markers have appeared again. We had some utility pole markers put up by O&R a couple years ago that they were gonna reroute the power going through the park. And they explained to us what they were gonna do and when they were gonna do it, and then the pole markers disappeared. Well, they're back. And Supervisor Sweeten did some research for us, and he has a little bit of information on what he found out.
Yeah, they're relocating those poles that go through the park, and but they now have been informed that we have our rec program starting there next week, and it runs for 6 weeks, so they won't be able to do it during that period of time. And I think they were a little disappointed, but they understand, and they will be doing it a little bit later in the year. So, so we try to improve the communications with O&R. I was on a call with them today, so I think in the future we'll have a better path of communication for sure.
Because
that's what it's for.
They were hoping that it would. We have a few events there in the summertime, like Pumpkin Fest and a few other things. So, music in the park. So they're hoping that with the different power distribution, we could have a better way to bring power out to the events out in the field.
Right.
And Mr. Supervisor, I've just found out that the onion eating contest is back on this year, which means that another sign we're getting back to normal. I know how much you missed doing it last year when we were closed down.
I'm excited.
But September 5th.
I'm going to win that one year. One of these years I'm going to win.
Jimmy Sturr is having his Onion Fest again, and this year Alex Koka is going to MC the event.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
looking forward to more details coming in on that as that progresses. So,
And if you don't believe the Pine Island onion is the most pungent, I encourage you to join the contest.
Well, you have to practice.
that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Gershner.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The Warwick Fire Department is hosting their carnival again this year, thanks to the village board. It started last night. It'll go through Saturday evening, when the fireworks will be Saturday evening. It's right in the village of Warwick at Memorial Park. Had a pretty good turnout last night. Everybody wants to get out and about, and can't beat the weather, so hopefully it'll hold through the week. And they have a rain day to Sunday, but hopefully Saturday the fireworks will go off Saturday night. Usually about 10 o'clock, but just keep an eye out, see what's going on with that. And like I say, lastly, Mike Spola, I can't thank you enough, man. I started this in '99 with Judy Wilbur, and we had, like Michael said, the supervisor said, we had baseball and soccer. That was it. And back then it was almost like a wrestling match. We went to that meeting. So Judy did a great job, and I appreciate all the work she did. And you came in, and then, like Michael said, we added recreation opportunities for the children and organized sports leagues and village recreation programs and everything. And just done an outstanding job. And I'm going to miss you, and I appreciate all you've done for the town. I know I'll never lose that, man. I'll never lose that. You know that. But again, like the supervisor said it best.
Once you're in, you're never out.
Yeah. You know, but like I said, I just can't, you know, like I said, as micromanager, you handle the stuff, and everybody, you, Bill Rowe, with the fields, they always comment on our fields and our program, and all the leagues also, they all work so well together, and with your steering and guidance, so I really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilman Schuback.
Okay, good. Under Estorino's leadership, I have less complaints the past year and a half than I did in 4 months prior to that. He's apparently doing a better job. I don't know why, because I think he's the only one in charge. And the workers under him, he doesn't pick on them. But he gets more work out of them. And you see and hear that all the cleaning ditches, paving with asphalt, mowing the roadsides, and all other work is getting done. No one's complaining now, so he must be doing a better job.
Thank you. Yes, Ben, you are doing a good job, so we appreciate that. Thank you very much. Crews have been busy this year, for sure. Attorney Myro?
I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Town clerk's report.
Okay, I have it right here in front of me.
All right.
Okay, we have a bid proposal for maintenance and testing for the town hall elevator. Let's see, the first one is from Hunter Elevator Company, Inc. for $238 a month. The second was from Excel Elevator and Escalator for $240 per month. And we reached out to Automated Elevator Systems LLC, but nothing was submitted. The second is to replace town-owned kennel enclosures at the Humane Society. First is from Shoreline, their proposal was $26,800. Second is Midmark Mason for $23,000. I'm sorry, that number is wrong for, cause it switched. Let's see what they changed. $23,503.16. And the third one was from Snyder MFG Company for $23,927.20. I also have some results from the June 22nd primary for the Warwick Town Justice for the Working Party family line. Peter Barlett had 2 votes, and Jennifer, I apologize if I'm pronouncing this name incorrectly, Echevarria, she received 4. County legislator for the 10th Republican District, Glenn Ellers received 277 votes, and Orlando Perez received 125, and there was 1 write-in. And that's all I have.
Okay, and just for clarification on the Humane Society bid, so the town owns the kennels at the Humane Society. The Humane Society itself, which is a not-for-profit, invested in all the other buildings they have. That's what they're raising money for. But the town has always owned the kennels themselves and are responsible for the upkeep of the kennels. We contract with the Humane Society for dog control. That's what we're required to do by law. So it's our responsibility to handle the kennels, and the gates and the fencing and the kennels themselves in pretty bad shape. So that's why we've worked with the Humane Society to get some proposals. And the Midmark Mason proposal is clearly the best one. Stainless steel kennel fencing and the kennels themselves, the gates, so will last a long time. I just wanted to clarify that, because it's always a question does the town run the Humane Society? We do not. We contract with them for dog control services.
Those bids are coming from far away. There's no one local in Orange County.
We saw it ones that, you know, specialize in kennel upgrades, so, yeah. One was, yeah, so. All right, any other, that's the end of your report. My report, 4th of July events. So there is a parade in the Village of Greenwood Lake on the 4th of July. Starts at 11 a.m. and it goes down Windermere Avenue. They've always had one on the 4th, which is kind of cool. So if it's a hometown family kind of thing. So if you're in or around that day, it's fun. And then, of course, fireworks over the lake, and they will be held on the 4th this year, which I think is a Sunday.
Yes.
So get a spot around the lake. The beach area is a good one, and because it's town residents only this year, it should be less crowded, maybe more crowded, I don't know, but it's a good spot to watch it. Just remind the public that we switched to a summer meeting schedule, only one meeting a month in July and August, so you can check the website for those dates. I did get a tour of Legoland today with the Warwick Chamber, and I will tell you, it's pretty impressive. So if you know people from 2 to 12 years old, it's a perfect time to get them there. It's a good time, fun time. A lot of local people there, and it's just well done. And I think you would enjoy it, so I'll give them a plug. Journal entries were made with our comptroller, and they were all in order, so we're good about that. The other mention to the board is that I did file for our American Recovery Act money. For those of you who maybe just tuned into the great fanfare where they were going to send all this money right away to local municipalities, well, the devil's in the details. If you're a town of less than 50,000, the money's going to the state of New York first, and they had 60 days to send it on, but they could extend it for 30 days, so it's likely we won't see it till sometime in July. There are very specific uses of that money. The only ones that really are applicable, I think, to the town of Warwick would be improvements to water and wastewater systems, of which we have many in the town. So it's likely that that's where we will direct that money once we see it. And the money that we get has to be shared with the villages, and it'll be shared like sales tax is shared, which is based on population. That's the way the state will allocate it. So, just so you know, if you hear anything about it. And my column is published in the Dispatch every week, and I do appreciate that they do that. At this point, I would offer privilege of the floor to any agenda item. So any of the resolutions on the agenda, if you have a question, now's the time. Seeing none, then I would ask for a motion to make emergency repairs.
Motion to adopt the resolution, accept the proposal from TAM Enterprise for emergency repairs to the sewer system and water district at a cost to exceed $48,700. Vendor qualified for select county general services bid award.
Second.
I would ask you to amend that to say emergency repairs to the water system. There is no sewer in the Belleville water system.
I'll amend my motion for emergency repairs to the water
Second.
system.
So this is a small water system, one of we own, maintain. It has not really small, 1,000-gallon tank. Sprung a leak a week or so ago. We did some quick fixes so that those people in that district continue to have drinkable water. And now we need to do a more permanent repair. So we essentially off the Orange County bid list for that service, and that's the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Motion to submit an application.
Adopt the resolution to submit an application to Environmental Facilities Corporation for funding of upgrades to the sewer treatment plant number 1.
Second.
Any discussion? This is just to get us on an eligible list, and we want to do that for doing upgrades to our largest sewer plant. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on an appointment.
Motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Alexandra Mahon to a part-time clerical position in the supervisor's office at a rate of $15 per hour effective June 26, 2021.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I make a motion to adopt the resolution granting Joel Benedict permission to serve alcoholic beverages at the Wickham Woodlands Manor on August 28, 2021 for a family party. All New York State regulations, recommendations, and mandates must be followed in regards to COVID-19. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file with the clerk's office.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to amend the resolution.
Motion to amend resolution number R 2021-168, authorize supervisor to sign an agreement with Amy Olney to prepare applications to New York State markets, Hudson Valley enhancement for the purchase of acquiring development rights for the Floridale and Panoramic Farms, to also include prepare an application to Natural Resource Conservation Services, NRCS.
Second.
So the original resolution, we had anticipated submitting both of these farms only the one program, but the state program requires a higher level of prime soils to qualify, and one of the farms is below that limit, does qualify for the federal funding match. So we're gonna have to split those two up. We wanted the authorization to get her to do that application. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to authorize supervisor. I'll make that motion. I want to make a motion to authorize the supervisor Hunter elevator for the maintenance and testing of the town hall elevator at a cost not to exceed $238.53 per month.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to reject the bid.
Motion to reject the bid from ATEC Concrete Company, project PIN 8760.02 for the bike route and pedestrian trail project in the town of Warwick due to lack of competition, one bidder, and the low bid being 47% over the engineer's estimate for the bid.
Second.
Any discussion? This is the second time we bid this, and this is a problem with federally funded infrastructure projects. The process is so onerous and long that by the time you meet all the requirements to actually go out to bid, the cost of the project is escalated tremendously. And so we can, in good conscience, proceed to do a project that's almost costing twice of what it was estimated to cost. So we're rejecting that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Motion on an appointment.
Motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Justin Fargo as a part-time police dispatcher at a rate of pay of $17 per hour, effective June 26, 2021, as per the recommendations, letter dated June 22nd, 2021, from the police chief.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to accept the bid.
Motion to accept a bid from Midmark to replace the town-owned kennel enclosures at Warwick Humane Society in an amount not to exceed $23,503.16.
Second.
Is any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on a request.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting Chris Starretts permission to serve alcoholic beverages at the Union Corners Park on June 26, 2021 for a family party. All New York State regulations, recommendations, and mandates must be followed in regards to COVID-19. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to pay the duly audited bills.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. At this point in the meeting, privilege of the floor is offered to anybody for any comment, question, concern. Seeing none, again, thank you, Mike Cipolla. Thank you, Vince Capello, for your service, and we appreciate it. Everyone have a great rest of the summer, and we'll see you in July.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Good evening.